Shannon Sharpe has to downgrade again, okay? So after losing his potential $100 million podcast deal over a 19-year-old white woman that came out to sue him alleging that he took her without her permission and she could not fight back. She said it was not BDSM. I told him he was supposed to wear a condom. He did not do it.
He called black women gold diggers. He told his own children, that he should be the last option that they are able to call whenever they need help. He didn't even want to pay for his own, I believe it was his daughter's wedding. He was a willing participant. He was a willing participant in every single thing that he did, and I don't feel sorry for him. The universe sent him signs. Katt Williams tried to warn him. He said it takes 2 weekends. Monique tried to warn him that him now, at the age of 57, and now he has lost his entire football career, basically because him and that girl had to settle for $23 million. His whole football career, he only made 22. So she got his entire Hall of Fame football career within, plus $1 million. Within just a few short months.
Shannon Sharpe should have listened to Katt Williams and Monique when they told him to stay away from snow bunnies. Not only did he lose $50 million paying off that SA settlement to his 21-year-old model girlfriend, but just minutes after paying it off, he lost another $100 million by getting fired from ESPN. Meanwhile, Tyler Perry is also on track to pay his SA accuser over $200.
I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler.
One thing this industry never fails to do is remind people that uncontrolled sexual behavior comes with a heavy price. But guess what? They fall for it every time. Katt Williams literally sat in front of Shannon last year and went off on celebrities who had sold their souls and destroyed their careers, only for Shannon to end up in the same boat as Tyler did. If you remember, Shannon was disgraced a few months ago when his 21-year-old side piece, Gabriella Zuniga, filed a $50 million lawsuit accusing him of SA. She claimed they had an arrangement for hours-long BDSM sessions, but that Shannon crossed the line and violated her. The time of their relationship, Shannon was 60 and Gabriella was just 19. Apart from the alleged assaults, she said he was controlling, even threatening to unalive her after discovering she shared her live location with family. She also claimed that when she tried to break up with him after learning he cheated, he channeled his inner Diddy and SA'd her multiple times, both vaginally and anally. One of these alleged anal assaults reportedly happened this past January. Shannon and his lawyers denied everything, claiming it was all consensual. He accused Gabriella of trying to extort him for $25,000 per cheek before filing the lawsuit. He said she secretly recorded their BDSM sessions and edited them to make it appear as SA. He also released text messages where Gabriella asked him to choke her and get her pregnant because she wanted a...
I want to be a daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. And then she says, I want you to tie me up like this. Excuse me, daddy. And you can see when these text messages were released, you can see it says like from Gabby to owner. So it's painting a picture that their relationship was giving that, you know, there was role play and everything that were happening. Now,
it was a very unfortunate situation.
It's crazy.
Horrible situation.
But let me ask
Shannon
you.
Sharpe and his lawyer have handled this whole situation terribly. First of all, if you're Shannon Sharpe, you shouldn't be saying anything.
No, he shouldn't.
Busby and this young woman got audio, video, and text messages. If you know all of those things are out there, you should shut the F up and continue to allow your lawyer to do his job. And your lawyer said out of his own mouth that you was close to a $10 million settlement with that girl. That right there is all the more reason to shut the F up. I'm not here to speak to Shannon's guilt or innocence because I don't know, but I do know attempting to settle looks like an admission of guilt because I'm not settling.
Yeah, or you're just scared.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just probably scared.
I'm with you, Charlamagne. I feel like he's being advised wrong, right? And you know, when people go through this, they go to an attorney because the attorney usually knows what's best for them. They usually know what to do. And in this situation, like any attorney would say, shut the F up and let's deal with it in court. Let's deal with facts because you can't change public opinion unless it's in court with facts. Now, but one thing I would say, if somebody said this, but I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and you put it in my beep and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. If that didn't happen, I'm going to be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Nah, we agreed on this. I'm not going to be like, I'll call you later, because I'm feeling like this is a setup right here.
Absolutely.
As soon as you text me this, I'm going to feel a little, and nobody's just going to respond, I'll call you later. You're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
We both agreed to this. You know, like, this is part of the game. Like, nobody's going to respond with that, which scares me. But like Charlamagne said, shut the F up. Let the facts play out in court, because right now, all this talking is doing too much.
Audio.
And it's making it worse.
Even audio, and she
video,
was like,
text.
you're manipulating me. Like, even that would have been like, oh, no. Okay, I see what this is. You know what I'm saying?
But
Unless they were role playing.
But wouldn't you have changed that right from the door?
Oh, yeah,
like what are you talking about? Like, no. Like, let's not play this game. Are you taping me? Because last night we was good with this. Like, in my opinion.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself, because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Gabriella's lawyer is Tony Busby, the same lawyer who once tried to go after Jay-Z. Shannon attempted to use Tony's failed lawsuit against Jay-Z to discredit him, but it backfired when Tony accused Shannon of trying to pay Gabriella $10 million to drop the case. Tony stated. Sharpe offered Jane Doe $10 million to settle her case, but she rejected it. She chose to file instead. I'm proud to be her lawyer. I didn't seek her out or target anyone, and Sharpe knows that. Tony also released audio recordings of Gabriella and Shannon, along with a message Gabriella sent the day after the alleged assault. I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my backside, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did with the shit you did to me.
Okay, well...
During all of this, many people didn't feel sorry for Shannon. First, he had no business being with someone 40 years younger. Second, Katt Williams had already warned him about this mess on his own show. Even Jaguar Wright jumped in, dragging him and accusing him of shady activities with industry executives.
You know, a lot of people were angry at Shannon Sharpe after his Katt Williams 2024 God Ain't Playing With Y'all interview. A lot of people were angry with him. Matter of fact, there's a lot more people who reached out to him after Katt, who he turned away because he couldn't take the heat. Is everyone forgetting that? And Katt warned him, they're going to come for you. Monique came after that, told him, they about to get you. You better watch who you kicking it with. She told him the kindest, most polite way possible. And then all of a sudden, he's accidentally going on Instagram, setting up whole corn lives. Humiliation ritual. Down to the floor. But why is nobody paying attention to? They're talking about money. 10 million offered to be quiet. She asked for 25,000 for the SCX. He wants 100 million for defamation and whoopty-whoopty-woo and all of this. Why is nobody talking about the simple fact that this is a man that's pushing 60 who's messing with a girl that's barely old enough to drink?
Yeah.
Let's stay there.
Let's stay there.
Because everybody skipped over that. You messing with this girl who's a child. This man has children older than this girl. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
His daughters are 32. Son is 30.
And he keeps getting online. And somebody want to apologize to my family. No, you don't. Because you would stop. You got busted out. You did whatever you did on Instagram. And is everyone forgetting that he was just recently tied to the whole bride and with Casanat and Skip Bayless? Is everybody forgetting that just happened just a couple months ago? You're negotiating $150 million big deal for your podcast outlets and all of that, which, by the way, was all set up for you by the NFL. Oh, I'm sorry. Who does Sean Carter work for?
The puzzle is puzzling.
No, last time I checked, Mr. Carter works for the NFL. And he was the one that got real smart Black Americans who were boycotting the NFL to stop giving the NFL their money. He was able to make all of that happen. I think we're past bending a knee. And then all of a sudden, Black people giving their money back to the NFL again? Those blackouts were for real, and it was costing the NFL millions. What else I also find funny? That he did that interview with the baby person who sat there and told him about when he met Beyonce. Y'all remember that? That happened on Shay Shack. And he talked about how he was at the Diddy party at Diddy's house. And how after, the festivities were winding down and it was getting later into the middle of the night, approaching 3 a.m., Diddy got rid of almost everybody, but he let the baby stay behind with him and his close friends. And then he talked about how Beyonce was there and Jay-Z was there. Not at their house, at Diddy's house. And how Beyonce presented herself to him. And she didn't have to do that because he knew who she was and he couldn't believe she was talking to him. But she approached him. Kind of like how she approached that old friend of his when he said that he was at the party and the little people was there and she asked him, "Isn't this sexy?"
As of now, Shannon has settled his lawsuit with Gabriella, which many see as proof that at least some of her claims were true. He likely settled to avoid more public embarrassment. It's unclear if he paid the full $50 million, but the amount was enough for Gabriella to quit OnlyFans and disappear from the internet to enjoy her wealthy new life. Shannon, however, was fired from ESPN immediately and had to make a public statement about it. In hindsight, he would have been far better off avoiding a BDSM relationship with someone for
Get started. Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really want it to be about him, and I want it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, "Bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless."
When it comes to Tyler Perry, his situation is even worse than Shannon's. He's facing a $240 million lawsuit with rumors of another on the way. Recently, Derek Dixon, an actor from Tyler's show The Oval, accused him of multiple sexual assaults. Dixon claims Tyler sent him explicit messages, lured him to his guest house under the pretense of a meeting, then pulled down his underwear, telling him to relax and let it happen, assuring him it wouldn't hurt. Dixon says he managed to deflect the advances by changing the subject. People found this believable because months earlier, actor Christian Keys had made a cryptic post hinting that Tyler had essayed him as well. Rumor has it Christian never filed a lawsuit because he was paid.
Speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience, what I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. This person was for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. Not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. I was like, well, I gotta protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above.
And just when it seemed things couldn't get worse, another actor from the Oval came forward accusing Tyler Perry and the VP of his studios, Mark Swinton, of sexual assault and paying off authorities to...
I'm not about to hide anything with you guys. I'm not. And I'm not about to sit here and be afraid and be silenced by people knowingly they did me wrong. I'm calling out Tyler Perry Studios. I'm calling out Mark Swinton. I'm calling out Jeannie Harrison. I'm calling out Michael Robbins. I'm calling out Tyler Perry. And I'm calling out Mark Temple. And I'm calling out Chris Giovanni. I want you guys to know what you guys did to me was very unlawful. And me being a retired vet, U.S. Army vet, going through post-traumatic stress disorder, going through mood, depressions, everything that I've claimed in my testimony, you all covered it up. You all covered up a felony crime of what Mark Swinton has done to me. I've asked for help from the California State Bar to complain to Jeannie Harrison because she didn't tell me my California right as a U.S. Army veteran and a California LA resident. I'm sitting here looking on the news that this kid named Derek Dixon is getting unlimited jurisdiction quid pro as an LA resident, right? His incident happened in 2020 in Georgia in an employment place. He said he had a and he was by Tyler Perry in Georgia as an employment place, but he's an LA resident. All right, y'all tracking what I'm saying?